Hi, this video is actually to show you the tips and tricks you need to fill the PCC application. So for those of you that it's your business, that you're new, you don't know how to do this, I would advise you get a consultant because mention and move away from the paper-based to online. And considering that 2025 was their first year of starting this, it was more like a chaos for people that were feeling it because there were so many like roadblocks and issues in terms of the form and submission. So we expect that we better next year. But as we're getting to next year, I said to do these tips and tricks for people to fill. So this is not just going over, oh, the steps. We already know the steps is you create an account, you complete your dashboard, your company profile, then you move to updating the list of employees, then your contribution schedule, and then your group life insurance and evidence of payments, then you submit. All right. So, but there's some areas that give people a lot of issue, which is like the Excel sheets and uploading and all of that. So this is what we walk people through. So I believe that if you don't have a registered account on the pcc.pencom.gov.ng, which is the site for the application, you just fill it all out here and then you register. So when you log in, it's bring you to an employer dashboard like this, right? So in the company profile, this is where you update your company details and upload your CSC documents. This is where it's telling you to upload employee list. Ensure that you download the document templates. Ensure that you download, even though you have an existing one, I'll advise that you download a new one. So when you download this document template, it will look like this. So this is what I want to walk you through. So when you download document template from Pencom site, their template is always like this. This line is my own inputs, right? But this first line that I highlighted, this is what you will see in their templates, except maybe they change it later, but this is what you see in their templates. As that now this morning when I downloaded, this is what you see. So it will show you first name in this format. The only thing I changed here is just the highlighted area. First employee name, fill like this, like this. But this is the trick. Don't fill your first name in small letters. Ensure it is in capital letter. Ensure you follow this format that I've done. Put the first name in capital letter. The first name, which is the surname, right? This employee surname, put in capital letter. Employee other names, ensure that it is in capital letter also and spaced out. Then PIN, put the right PIN, ensure that it's 12 digits, whatever. Then you put the staff position. If they're managers, whatever you can put. If not, you can just fill as staff. It's enter and ensure everything is in capital letter. Then ensure you use these date formats that they have. So the system is very, computers are like 1 and 0. So the system is fixed on what they have as template. So you have to ensure that you use this date format. So now in this basic housing transport, do not fill these BHT parts. These columns, ignore them, don't fill it. The sum of this BHT, which is this 20 or 50 or whatever, come and put the sum here in this consolidated. So consolidated income and allowance means the sum of all this, what forms the BHT. And if the salary is not broken down into BHT, whatever the sum is, just put it here. So ensure you feel it like this. Once you feel like this, you shouldn't have an issue because sometimes when you upload without following this process, some of the errors that people get is that it will give error and say maybe surname is this or all of that, or some will even get an error that will say that the pen is not up to 12 digits, something like that, or undefined. When you get things like undefined and you've confirmed that you filled everything correctly, it might be your Excel templates. It might be your Excel file. So sometimes some versions of spreadsheets convert the file differently. So ensure you're using maybe like a Microsoft Excel, right? If you can't access it on the app, just go to Microsoft, you understand, online and ensure it is like this. And then you upload it, you get the accurate thing. Another thing, ensure that the staff surname is correct. So you need to liaise with the PFE to ensure that their details is correct because some people have actually updated their information. Another error you will get is that pen cannot verify this person's pen or whatever. It means that the staff needs to do a DRA, a data validation capture, meaning that they need to recapture their details with the PFA. So way back in like 2019, the Pencom released laws that people needed to update their information and do a data revalidation capture. So anybody that has that their PIN was generated from 2019, they will be fine. But people before then is where the issue lies. So I think 2020 or 2020, yes, people that had a pension account before then is where the issue lies. So you need to ensure that your DRE is done. So after you do that and upload to employer dashboard, this is another thing. You need to update when the staff left. If you leave it there that the staff is still there 2020, whatever, 2025, and then you're playing your schedule and the staff's details is not there, it will pull you back. So come here on the staff order, click it and click update exited staff. You write the date the staff exited and the reason, you update that. So once you do that, you go to pension contributions. In the pension contribution, you download the template, and the template is going to look like this, right? These are the templates going to look like. You see SN pen. But let me show you the one that I filled. So this is a sample contribution list. So this is the details that I just pulled out that you will get on the templates when you download it. So these are the information that I put. This is a sample information for you to fill. So ensure you fill it. Ignore this coloring stuff. It's not this thing. Then also you can see you must pick every month per month. There's nothing like January to December, this thing, this thing. This one that they put here, they say January to December. It is wrong. You need to fill it per month. Anyway, so there's a drop down. See, you need to select each month. Each month. So the thing about it, the system is 1 and 0. You can't consolidate the sum of somebody's starts month. Maybe the person's pension deduction or whatever sum in starts month January is 10,000, and then at the end of the year times 2 of it to 120. You can't come up with the sum of 120 here. No, it would not work. So you need to do each month. Then you fill the year. Then you do this like that. If you notice something, remittance date format, you need to follow it like this. If you notice remittance dates in this and the list of employees is different. List of employee remittance dates, employee dates, date is like this in this format, but for the contribution is in this format. So follow the format. Another issue that people have is, oh, I'm entering inputs, but I'm not getting anything. I can't make changes. This is another thing. Guys, you need to look at your sheets. If you look at your sheets, if you see that icon like this, meaning it is open for editing. If you see it's locked, because the Pencom template sheets are usually locked. If you see it locked like this, so just come to your sheets and unlock it, pause protection. In case you don't see this padlock button, just still go to your sheets. So you come to your sheets here, you right click, and if you see anywhere like pause protection, manage protection, or unlock, open, so you need to open that sheet in order for you to be able to edit it. For me to edit it here, because it is currently locked, so you unlock it for you to access it. Then after that, you fill it. So all of this, the sheet is also formatted that the employee contribution expected as short sum would auto-populate as long as you fill the monthly emoluments. Once you fill the monthly emoluments, rather, the total emoluments and the contribution would be completed. Then you would save your sheet. You do it per year, and then you upload in the contribution schedule. So you upload per year. So if you're somebody that already gotten the certificate the year before, so you just upload only for those years too. But once you come to the payments instruments, right, that is where you would I should come to the payments instruments here. That is where you upload payments instruments and put the certificate number of your previous certificate you got. But if it's new person, you haven't gotten the certificate before, you put the reference number of the transaction or bank slip or whatnot, and then the payment date. And here you select any of the FC that your PFAs use. Most of them use like maybe UBA. You find out a lot, even if you have a lot of pension funds administrators that use in your company, they will likely have the same PFC. But if not, just pick one, right? And put the payment date, then you put the period covered, then amount. Then there's another thing I want to tell you that can be easy, which I've used, yeah? So for example, for client, they didn't have the receipts for payments, right? So they didn't have the receipts for every month payment. So what it did is reached out to the PFA and said, you can reach out to your PFA and say, please, we'd like a summary of our payment so far, even if it's for the past 3 years. Tell them we'd like a summary of our remittances for the past 3 years. They just send an email or phone call, they would send it to you. So what they would do is they'll send something that looks like this. They'll say something that looks like this: a letter, remittances, the sum. They'll list all the sums that you made every month, right? Something like this. So you can use something like this, consolidate into an old document, one document, and then you upload it as your payments instruments. And that will work. And this advice also came from a Pencom staff, because they advised me to do so. So this is not just me guessing it, and it has worked, and it was uploaded, and the application was submitted. So you can do that. So when you do that, you review your application and then you submit. So the key things is ensure that your sheets are correct. These are some of the issues that people face, especially this employee list. If you do not get it right, You will not get it. Then one of the most important things that you must know is that when you are from your employee list, this is when you enter the figure that determines your contribution rate and penalty. So from the moment you're filling this consolidated rate, what you must fill is the lowest income that the person has earned. So for example, you're filing for the 2024 certificates. Yeah. In 2022, if the pen 100,000 naira, that was their BHT, right? And then in 2023 or along 2022, you increased their salary to like 200,000. And then to 2024, eventually it's there ending up to 500,000. The amount that you would put here is the lowest amount they've ever earned, which is the 100,000 naira. It doesn't matter if you've increased it, there were more allowances, whatever, the lowest PHC they've ever earned is what you put here. Additionally, if somebody had been earning 100, they moved to 500, then when they exited, maybe they only worked for 1 week and you prorated their salary, right? And you pay them for only the week that they worked, and the amount came to like maybe 80,000 naira. That 80,000 naira is what you would put here. Do not worry. That is what you put there because that's what the system would calculate. Because if you put 100,000 in 2022, then maybe they had an increase along the line. You put 200,000, it's confusing. The platform is not going to sum up all that figure and calculate it. No, it's not going to do that. It's only going to do with one figure. And this is what also the Pencom officers advise. So use the lowest figure ever earned. So that's the most important thing. The moment you enter a year, you shouldn't have an issue when you get to contribution schedule and also when you get to when it's calculating your penalties or whatever and where you want to submit. So I hope I've been helpful with that. If you still have a lot of issues, you can shoot me a message. And if you need a consultant helping you to apply for this by next year for your 2025 certificate, please do reach out. I'll be available to help. Thank you. Bye.